We start with 1 hour chart. Okay, you want to see how we can look for trade. Just I want to give you a quick update. If you refer to our analysis, the price was here. Actually, there is no much changes if you refer to our analysis, because we have been looking for this correction. And relative to this, we want to see whether we can get the trade set up, because when the price was within this, we have been looking for the reversal. This is what we get. And now we want to see whether there is a continuation or not. Okay, as we can see, there was a sharp move, but what we get here, the price couldn't break the previous top. Okay, in this case, we start with higher time frame. We see what we have it. As I mentioned, there is no much changes in relative to our analysis. I mean, my last analysis, as we can see, we are within this correction. Overall, based on this correction, as you can see, the way it's moving is really correct. If you want to look for buy, the only thing is you want to see whether we can get one move up with the breakout of this top or not. But the question is whether this one can retest this low. This is what we need to be aware, because most of the charts we have similar correction. I mean, the way they are moving is same to each other. Okay, and mostly none of them is, and most of them, they are, the way they are moving is very corrective. And again, now the question is whether this one we can put in relative to this for one more drop, or this is the only correction in relative to this, and we want to see whether we can look for continuation. This is what we are more interested. Okay, that's mean we are looking for continuation, but we need to be aware if there is what this one is in relative to this correction, the next move is the price can break 0.048. That's why if we want to look for trade, we need to have a proper trade setup. And if I move to 1 hour chart, how we can look for trade? One of the option, if I want to look for a trade, the best things I prefer with a sharp move with the breakout of the top, then any trade setup, for example, as a flag above this, I will look for trade. If I want to, I mean, this is how we can look for trade. But if, how about if the price continue from here, if we couldn't get the trade set up, if you want to have entry above the top, which we prefer to have entry above this, not here. Okay, but if you want to have entry, what we want price break and continue. If we see within 1 or 2 hours is not moving, we don't stay with the trade. And the only thing is, can we put this one as a sharp move in the relative with this as a correction? As long as this one haven't retested this low, still we can look put this one relative to this. That's why I mentioned if we want to have entry above the top here, I don't. It depends on the traders, but I prefer to have entry above that, because rather than that, if there is a continuation from here, we cannot get any trade setup. The best things is if you want to look for trade, this one turn to a flat after the breakout of this low, any reversal from there, we can look for buy. Okay. Again, the way it's moving is really corrective. Even when the price was, we have been looking for this move since the price was within this range. Again, as we can see, based on 1 hour chart, we had a really corrective move. By the way, there is no much changes. We just follow the chart. This is, as I mentioned, the way how we can look for trade. And if this one become more complex as a flat, then later I will have update on that. Then we see how we can look at the chart. In this case, we just follow the chart, and if I see any update, I will share. And rather than that, we don't have any other any other option to look for trade. By the way, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share.